There's a moment no one prepares you for. The moment you realize you've outgrown your own life, the roles you played, the identity that you've had, you wake up and you realize they don't fit. Suddenly, you're like, whoa, who am I and what is this? Today, we're talking about what happens next the moment you realize this is called the rewrite. You're not the same woman you were 10 years ago. Hell, I'm not the same woman I was 10 minutes ago. So then, why are we following the same script? It's kind of mind boggling. And if this is resonating with you, then you're not alone because that's exactly what we're going to talk about. Now, this is life unscripted, okay? I'm going to take you through the cinematic scripting method. It's a journaling method. So if you don't already, go ahead and get your journal or a piece of paper. You know, I've lived a large portion of my life in front of the cameras, highly curated hair, makeup, scripted. And this is a peek behind the curtain. This is unscripted. This is low effort. Okay. So it's not a lot of fanfare. It's just from the heart, from my heart to yours. So I realize there's a hidden fear that keeps a lot of women, those of us, especially over 40, stuck because we've lived a lot of life. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us have laid down foundations. We have careers, we have relationships, we have a way of being and seeing and identities that we've constructed. And it's like, well, what if I ruin all that? It's time for a rewrite, a new storyline, a new version of you stepping onto the stage of your life. It is time for you to give yourself permission to evolve. If your old life isn't fitting anymore, it's not because you failed. And this was a big one for me. It's not because you failed. It's because you evolved. And I realized that growth isn't just about adding new things. It's really about when it's time to release things. And part of that releasing is old identities, it's old roles, and it's becoming conscious of it. I actually had an experience recently that shook me foundationally because it was so unexpected. It just came and like smacked me. Um, and I'll get into that in another video. I'm not quite ready to talk about it because I'm processing. It was around a friendship that I thought I had, and it really sent me. And but what I realized out of that there was a dynamic in that friendship, and there was a role that I was playing, and I knew it, and I could see it. So you may have something in your life that you can kind of see and sense, maybe sense it, but until it's just so in your face, so confronting, you may not be willing to deal with it. So I'm going to share some insight and some tools and strategies, and just let you know it's going to be a lot of and because I'm kind of just riffing, off the cuff. So I think in terms of cinema with my cinematic scripting manifestation techniques, and you can find that on my Lights Camera Manifest and some other videos, but I want to tie it into here. And what we know is we know that every main character evolves. Can you imagine one of your favorite movies and the character ended the movie the same way he or she began it? It would be so uninspiring. It would be so anticlimactic. So we are the same way. And I think if you are struggling with your life not quite fitting, something feeling off, then it might be time to start looking at your own main character energy. And I mean that in the deepest, most impactful way, not some trendy TikTok conversation, but main character in that in what ways are you not taking the lead in your own life? In what ways are you sitting in the audience of your life, being an extra in someone else's life? So those are the questions. Those are the self-inquiry dialogue that we're going to be having today and in future conversations. There might be some things or some circumstances or some situations that are coming up that are there to mirror for you. And this wasn't a forever relationship. I thought it was. Now that I said all that, I want you to choose one small rewrite for today. Like, rewrites don't have to be these big, massive, cataclysmic, is that even a word? Shifts. Okay, it can be small. It could be just a small shift in how you show up in a relationship. Maybe it's making a small decision that aligns with the new you. So you don't have to go all out. You're just saying to yourself, you're putting yourself on notice. This is a role that I've been playing. This is not moving me in the direction that I'm desiring to go or that I'm being called pulled to go in, and you're going to just show up differently. And so you're just going to decide on one small thing you're going to do today, and that's going to be part of the rewrite process. Okay, so I do this at night. It is after midnight. The kids, the family's asleep, the dogs are asleep. It's quiet. I'm just having my own personal moment with my RIZE mushroom cocoa, which is wonderful. It has all kind of delicious ingredients that are good for you and that helps you sleep really well at night. So if you're interested in that, you can actually use my code and get 15% off. There's no pressure at all whatsoever. Back to this, just to close this out, if this video really resonates with you, then be sure to subscribe and like and leave a comment. Let me know what's hit you, what's come up. In my next video, I am going to talk about specifically how to step into the new role. Once you've identified some of the roles that you've been playing that don't serve you, now it's like, okay, now what? Okay. So thank you for being here. This is Life Unscripted with yours truly. And check down below for other ways to connect with me. And I'll see you all soon.